What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. So this is a re-upload of all the old cycle documentary logs documenting my side effects and results. So please subscribe here and please follow me on Instagram at RussoLifts in case something happens to this channel. You can follow, message me, interact with me directly, and there's daily content on there. Hope to see you guys on Instagram. Enjoy all the re-upload. What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. So today I'm going to be addressing the hard question of if SARMs, steroids are addictive, and all the variables that go into the addictive properties of PEDs, in my personal opinion, on all of that. So if you're new here, subscribe. Unbiased, unfiltered bodybuilding dark side channel. This is it. Hit the subscribe button, tell your friends. So let's get started. So in my opinion, yes and no. So personally, the withdrawals of steroids, the withdrawal happens because your endogenous hormones are crashed. Now, if you have a PCT to go into to help aid in that, that mental, roller coaster of having super physiological androgens going back down to natty, where your levels are crashed, if you have a PCT to help even that out, it's not that bad. Personally, there are things that are legal that are way more addictive, such as nicotine, sugar, caffeine, like those things are way more addictive, all that cigarette shit and all that stuff. So yeah, those things are way more addictive than PEDs, in my opinion. If I had some health thing pop up and I had to stop, it wouldn't be like this massive withdrawal thing. Like, if I had to stop caffeine, like if I was drinking tons of coffee a day, tons of caffeine a day, and my doctor's like, you need to get off caffeine right now, I would have horrible withdrawals. Okay, I would have headaches all day, I would be anxious, all this shit, like withdrawing from a drug. If my doctor's like, oh, you have a health scare, you need to get off all the PEDs, if I had a PCT, it would be bad, but it wouldn't be like going through a drug withdrawal, like a caffeine addiction withdrawal, a sugar addiction withdrawal, a nicotine addiction withdrawal. I just think, drug-wise, it's not on the same level of an actual drug withdrawal. The thing that I think makes steroids, SARMs, PEDs addictive is society and the mental addiction to progress. So a lot of people get into bodybuilding because they like progressing. The progression of gaining more muscle, the progression of gaining more strength, and PEDs are going to speed up that process and sometimes break you through a plateau that could never have been broken really naturally, and unlocks a whole new level of training and recovery that you would never naturally be able to achieve. So that is addictive. The other thing I say that's really addictive is how society treats people. Bodybuilders, people with a lot of muscle mass. You'll see in all levels of society the bigger, stronger guy, for whatever reason. Intellectually, I think intellectual power is personally, in my opinion, the most alpha. But when we go to society and analyze socially what goes on, it's normally the bigger, stronger guy. You get treated specially for being the big guy or the strong guy, and that builds your ego, that builds your persona, and you're relying on enhancement to keep that ego and persona. Obviously, if you're intellectual and you're using PEDs to experiment around, that's not your one-trick pony. Some people, their whole one-trick pony is being big. Their whole one-trick pony is being strong. So you can see how that gets very addictive socially to continue with the PED abuse. Then you bring in muscle dysmorphia. So everyone has body image disorders nowadays. I think anyone who goes on Instagram is seeing and being blasted with these dopamine edited pics of, the ideal person and all that shit. And it definitely plays a toll on the mind, and you start to analyze yourself. Now with fitness bodybuilding and anything involving weight loss, weight gain, strength gain, size gain, you're gonna develop some body image disorder. And if you guys want to see, my personal opinion on muscle dysmorphia and everything that goes around that, give this video a thumbs up. But when that gets involved, plus society, plus the unlocked potential, it's kind of hard to argue that PEDs aren't addictive. The whole point of this video is that they are addictive, but when you compare them on paper scientifically, the withdrawals from PEDs, again, if you leave your ego at the door, you leave society at the door, are not really that bad compared to withdrawing from a caffeine addiction, withdrawing from an alcohol addiction, withdrawing from a sugar addiction, anything revolving around that, which is completely accepted by society. You know, caffeine, sugar is shoved down your throat, completely accepted by society, whereas PEDs are taboo, viewed as these extreme compounds, these hormones. But in reality, you know, you're getting synthetic, all these different chemicals shoved down your throat that are, you know, just as addictive, if not more addictive on paper. But you always have to analyze it from the other angle, to where I think PEDs are extremely addictive, just based on the implications, you know, they've had on society, the alpha, stature, and all that shit. So yeah, you got to keep that into consideration. If you're going to go down the PED route, you're going to go enhance that. There may be one day that you have to flip the chapter in your life and you have to do something different. And, you know, PEDs may not, you know, you may go back to a TRT dosage, or you might come off completely, but you will not be able to continuously blast androgens like crazy forever. And it cannot be your one-trick pony of being known as the strong guy, being known as the big guy. You're eventually going to have to crush that ego and either go back down to a TRT dosage and maintain all the muscle possible on that dosage, or come off completely, you know, obviously regarding blood work, that's all dependent on. But yeah, that's my thoughts on if steroid SARMs are actually addictive. So it's a yes and no answer. But feel free to comment your thoughts down below, as well as subscribe. Hope to see you guys in my next video.